Vale, vamos a ver. Joder, con la puta tos. Vamos a ver todo lo que han ido anunciando los de Warhammer 3. Este es el último vídeo.
The stragglers we did consume are dropped in our sacrifice too. They scream and they run, but that's part of the fun, as the ogres are coming to get ya! There's jumping on this, feeding our dusty.
Si sale en Game Pass, chaval, va a petarlo, yo creo, el Warhammer 3. Ahora lo veremos. Hostia. Ese es mi hermano, Ese es mi hermano, El 17 de febrero. ¡Game Pass! Es verdad. Yo pensaba que me estabais engañando, hijos de puta. Game Pass, Me alegro muchísimo, porque todos los que tenéis el Game Pass vais a poder jugarlo, tío. Vais a poder jugarlo. Guau, guau, guau. Qué guapo, tío. Aquí aún no habían anunciado nada. Lo han anunciado hoy. El tema del Game Pass y todo esto. Bien, 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 bien. Guapo, vamos a gozarlo, con el Warhammer 3, Dios, qué ganas, chaval. Aquí están presentando más unidades, ¿no? En Eneva el Game Pass. En Eneva el Game Pass está a 40 céntimos o algo así, 3 meses. Si lo pillas por primera vez. Lo tuyo, Rothfire, lo de 3 meses, 1 euro, ¿es para la gente que no lo haya comprado nunca o para todos?
The Great Bastion, more than a wall, a symbol of everlasting defiance, is besieged. Demon armies in service to Tzeentch, the changer of ways, have amassed at the Snake Gate,
pásame la oferta por Discord, Rafael. Que lo vea.
Three-pronged attack to overwhelm the wall and corrupt
¿Esto es lo de los
the
asaltos?
lands of Cathay beyond. Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon,
La dragona de la
defender of the
tormenta.
northern provinces, master of the storm winds, and
Defensora de las
supreme
provincias
matriarch of Nangao,
y matriarca suprema de
rides with
Nangao.
her army to once again drive back the Chaos God's advances. The Snake Gate, one of 3 heavily fortified gateways bridging Grand Cathay and the Chaos
Va a estar guapo,
Wastes. A fortress built into the Great Bastion itself and a key defensible position for Miao Ying. Seldom do the demons breach it, but when they do, Grand Cathay is plunged into suffering. If chaos is not stopped here, it's the lands beyond that will suffer. Best to face these demons head-on in a fortress built for defense, than to allow them to encircle and besiege any one of Cathay's majestic cities.
Para los de Cathay flipas,
Should the unthinkable happen,
Yo creo que los de Cathay me van a molar muchísimo, tío.
Chaos will find every inch of every
Mira,
street
mira, mira.
hard fought and shielded every step of the way. The Dragon Emperor would expect no less from his loyal subjects. Miao Ying is the firstborn of the Celestial Dragon Emperor and commander of the Great Bastion. She is the Storm Dragon, and expertly wields the Law of Yin to both smite her foes and grant boons to her soldiers. Grand Cathay at its core approaches war defensively. Centuries spent beating back the endless waves of chaos has taught them to covet the delicate balance between soldiers
Vale, acabo de leerlo.
unparalleled strength of magic and black powder. Unbreakable lines of spear and swordsmen to hold back the hordes, whilst archers, crossbowmen, wizards, artillery, and war machines decimate from afar. This is yin and yang, the harmony between
Claro.
Cathay's combatants, giving heart and order in the face of horror.
Pero ¿y el tema de los DLCs? No le renta a Sega, ¿no? Realmente. Si meten los DLCs, ¿qué los van a meter en Game Pass? ¿En el Game Pass también? ¿Todos? O a lo mejor algunos sí, otros no. Claro, si los DLCs se pagan aparte, igual sí que les renta ahí.
Kairos Fateweaver is the insidious architect of this assault and is heralded as the wisest of the Lords of Change.
Porque Sega la gente va a poder jugar muchísimo más al juego. Y luego si les gusta, en los DLCs los van a pagar y van a ganar por esa parte. A ver, gratis. Tú pagas un pago mensual o trimestral. Y ahí te entra un montón de juegos, Raxo. But given the fortress walls to hunker behind, Cathay has the rare advantage in a toe-to-toe ¿El Teslo cuál es?
standoff this day. To counter, Fateweaver deploys a host of melee demons to soak up the limited
¿A cuál te refieres, Melwood?
To aid in their approach, these foul demons possess a shield of magical energy that Cathay's desperate defenders
¿El Battlefield también lo van a meter en el Game Pass? Rafael. No creo. Eso es de EA. Si es de EA, ¿cómo lo van a meter? Bueno, es verdad, los de EA los están metiendo en Game Pass también. De locos. ¡Oh! Flipa el Game Pass, chaval. Se está haciendo con el poder, de los videojuegos. Sí, no me acordaba que estaban asociados con EA Play. No me acordaba, es verdad. De locos. El de Dead Scrolls Online no lo he jugado, la verdad.
Nearby Celestial Dragon Guard and Jade Warriors create a harmonious battlefield for their ranged allies, making these warriors of Cathay fight all the harder in the name of their Dragon Emperor. But it's not enough. Miao Ying, sensing the impending fall of the outer wall, lends her magic and abilities to the fray. She casts Talons of Night to cover the retreat of her archers and crossbowmen, and Wrath of the Storm
Buah, es que
to the might of her
aquí los asedios van a tener mucha más fuerza, Van a ser muchísimo más divertidos, tío, que los que habían en Warhammer 2. Ya era hora, que mejoraran eso.
Selfishly casts Oracle of Eternity to reinforce his resistance, and Gaze of Fate to counter Miao Ying's boost to her Jade Warrior's effectiveness. The fortress is breached, and Sinch can almost taste Cathay beyond the bastion.
A ver. Vamos a parar adelante.
Kairos Fateweaver and his
A ver qué más nos enseñan por aquí. ¿El ROM cuál es? ¿Cuál es, Melwood, ese? ¿De cuál hablas? Ah, vale. El Roma 2. O sea, el Roma 3. Bueno, piensa que después del Warhammer 3 van a volver a... Van a sacar alguno, yo creo. A lo mejor el Roma 3. O ¿cuál era el que se escuchaba también que lo quería mucho la gente? ¿Medieval puede ser? O no me acuerdo. Que está aparcado por los Warhammer. ¿Tú crees? No sé, a ver. Warhammer 3 van a meterle un montón de DLCs. Pero ya te digo yo que ya termina la saga aquí, ¿sabes? El Medieval 3 es el próximo que está anunciado. Pues Medieval 3. Yo no jugaré al Medieval 2 ni al 1. ¿Están guapos los Medieval o qué? Pues tocará probarlo. Esto es... A ver.
Wei Jin, capital of the Celestial Dragon Empire, is a three-walled fortress and a testament to Cathay's architectural brilliance.
1660.
When defending, walls are the first defense against an attack.
¿Tira bien el qué?
But by
¿Raxo?
no
¿Qué juego?
means the last. We now have the option to turn the streets into a bloody maze. Using supplies, we can build towers,
Eso ya estaba, ¿no?
barricades, and trails soon for. Barricades
A ver, espera.
don't need to be as close for them to be active. This means we can spread our docked units across a larger area and pepper the invaders with arrows, bullets, and artillery on their approach. The might of Grand Cathay isn't enough to keep Tzeentch from breaching the walls. The walls will soon fall. It's time to fall back to our secondary positions within the city. Our defense now lies with our barricades, traps, and towers. We'll need a new currency introduced in Warhammer 3, supplies. We'll start the defense with a base number of supplies and can gain more during combat by holding locations around the settlement. Minor supply, key building, and victory points. These key points have pre-designated build locations for construction. Once a barricade or tower is constructed, it can be
Es que lo de construir ahora barricadas y tal va a estar guapo,
rebuilt elsewhere. But keep in mind, construction and dismantling is a lengthy process. Barricades and towers are destroyed if their health reaches zero, or if the supply, building, or victory point they're attached to is taken by the attackers. If this occurs, your supplies are not refunded. It's worth noting that whilst attackers can capture points, they cannot build barricades or towers. Rather than a messy brawl in the streets, Warhammer 3's sieges are about defenders controlling the flow of battle, using a settlement's architecture to plan and execute layered fallbacks and hardpoints, where they can chip away at an attacker's forces. To this end, settlements have become multi-leveled with bridges and upper tiers that cross over streets, giving ranged units more opportunities to shine.
Hostia, chaval.
Many of these bridges and overlooks are dockable like the primary walls, giving our soldiers all the buffs and benefits of any other.
Buah, es que va a estar guapo, las calles estas.
In sieges, both the attacker and defender's role are tactically more challenging and more rewarding. Settlements in Warhammer 3 have been designed with more open areas and strategic avenues to hide troops in. The avenues are the perfect ambush spot, making flanking and devastating charges a more viable tactical strategy. In overview, Warhammer 3's sieges offer a diverse array of fresh settlements to overcome and protect. They allow defenders to prepare for a new kind of battle occurring after the attackers have taken the primary walls. They add a new currency to manage and spend on fortifying defensive fallback positions with
Sí,
barricades,
yo creo que ahora defender
towers,
Rothfire va a
and
ser
to further
más
repel
fácil
invaders.
que antes.
They allow for a
Es verdad.
multi-layered
El atacante...
experience where units can be docked to overlooks and walls within the settlement itself, and encourages real-time reorganizing of defenses to adapt to an ever-changing battle. All of these features, coupled with dynamic new settlement designs, make for challenging and satisfying sieges packed with highs, lows, and phenomenal visuals. Wei Jin has fallen, but the forces of Tzeentch will struggle to reach the celestial city above. The Dragon Emperor is safe for now. Even so, his daughter has barely managed to escape with her life. To Nangao she travels.
Bueno. Pues hasta aquí un poco el resumen de lo que han ido sacando Warhammer 3. Ya tenemos fecha, tenemos lo del Game Pass, que es una gran noticia, porque muchísimos de vosotros que tengáis el Game Pass vais a poder jugarlo totalmente gratis, entre comillas. Simplemente tenéis que tener el Game Pass el día de salida, bueno, o el mes de salida, que es febrero. Así que nada. Pero iremos echando un vistazo. Y antes de que salga Warhammer 3, quiero darle un tiento al Warhammer 2. O sea, pero bueno, todo a su tiempo.